Speaker.
E te atua kaharawa, ka tuku whakamomea atu mātou mō ngā karakia ko waihotia mai ki runga i a mātou. Ko waihio i o mātou pānga whaiora katoa ki te taha, ka mihi mātou ki te kingi me te inua atu, mo te arahitanga i roto i o mātou whakaaroarohanga. Kia mōhio ai, kia whakaeti ai tā mātou whakahaere i ngā take o te whare nei, mo te oranga, te mangarongo me te aroha o Aotearoa. Āmeni.
I'm sure that members will want to join with me in welcoming three senators from the Senate of France. Rawiri, Waititi.
Tēnā koe te piko o tira, tēnā tātou i te whare. My question is to the Prime Minister. Does he stand by all his government statements and actions?
Yes.
Does he stand by his statement, excuse me, does he stand by his statement that the United Nations letter regarding the Regulatory Standards Bill and its impact on Te Tiriti o Waitangi is, quote, a total bumpkin, unquote, and, quote, a waste of time, unquote?
Well, I think I've actually said all I want to say about that yesterday, but we've got a Minister of Foreign Affairs who's going to reply very eloquently on behalf of our government to that letter, and I'm going to leave that to him.
Does he also believe the more than 131,000 people who made submissions on the Regulatory Standards Bill are, quote, bumpkins, unquote, and, quote, waste of time, unquote, given most of them raise the same issues as the UN Special Rapporteur did in their letter?
Well, I just reject the characterisation of that question outright. I mean, the Regulatory Standards Bill is designed to improve the quality of regulation that is passed in this Parliament and by politicians, to make it transparent, to make sure that we have the rule of law upheld, that we have property rights upheld. That has benefit, obviously, to Māori and to non-Māori.
How does he intend to repair the international reputational damage caused by Deputy Prime Minister on behalf of his government, who described the UN Special Rapporteur, quote, insane, unquote, for raising concerns about Indigenous rights?
Well, I think New Zealand should be very grateful that we have an outstanding Minister for Foreign Affairs, someone that is hugely respected around the world, someone that actually has left New Zealand and built and deepened relationships up and down around the world. And I just say, as knows the UN incredibly well, and I trust him to respond on all of our behalf.
Point of order.
Point of order, the Honourable David Seymour.
Mr Speaker, normally I'd let it go, but seeing as we have guests from the French Senate, can we please have it said rapporteur, not repertoire?
I'm sure that, very sure a good number of the House are deeply appreciative of your correction, and we'll put that in their vocab for future reference. Point of order, the Honourable, Rawiri Waititi.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. Point of order.
Yeah, and we'll hear it in silence.
The question was around the comments made by, well, the reputable damage made by the Deputy Prime Minister, not what the Minister for Foreign Affairs is going to do.
No, I think the problem with the question is that it infers that there has been reputational damage without any particular, it might be the member's view, but it's not something we can work with, and the answer simply said this is a matter in the hands of the Right Honourable Foreign Minister.
Does he stand by his answer to the question on 31st July 2024, in which he agrees that, quote, Article 2 of Te Tiriti o Waitangi agrees Māori full and exclusive and undisturbed possessions of their land, estates, forests and other property so long as they wish to retain them, unquote?
Well, I fully respect Article 2.
How does he reconcile his agreement with Article 2 of the treaty while also stating that he fully agrees with the content of the Deputy Prime Minister's letter to the UN?
Well, I think, we get letters from the UN. They will raise, in this case, it raised a number of issues on 4 or 5 points. We're going to respond to those. We don't believe those positions. We don't agree with that position. But I trust the Minister of Foreign Affairs to actually draft a reply to the UN to actually articulate our position and our counterpoints as to why we don't believe with the content of that letter or the substance of that letter. And I trust him completely to do that job for us.
How are Indigenous peoples in Aotearoa supposed to hold this government to account for violations to our rights under Te Tiriti o Waitangi, with a Prime Minister who completely disregards the treaty, the Waitangi Tribunal, Select Committee submissions, and now the United Nations Special Repertoire on the rights of Indigenous people.
Because this is a government that's about outcomes and results for Māori or non-Māori. So we're working incredibly hard to improve the education of Māori, whether it's in maths or reading, by providing materials in te reo. We're making sure that we take many Māori kids that have been sadly consigned to emergency housing, they get into proper warm, dry houses. We're focused on outcomes for Māori and non-Māori.